What's going on, everyone? You're here at Stock Picks by Tim, and in this video I wanted to give you a chargepoint update on Chpt stock. We're going to go to a recent article, I'm going to look at the chart, and I'm going to give you something long term that you need to look out for. And also, earnings is coming up, and I'm going to brush over what I think there. Now, if you don't mind hitting the like, subscribe, and the notification bell, I definitely appreciate it. I put out daily videos, and let's get on with it. But first off, looking at the overall market, you'll see that we are relatively green. Large cap tech is definitely doing good. A lot of small caps are mixed, and chargepoint's actually down a little bit. However, to be only down 1% on a Friday when typically Fridays have been pretty bad, and you also have to consider, of course, chargepoint on May 11, May 12 was sitting at $8.50. Now it's all the way up to $15. Seems like it's kind of finding a little bit of a resistance here. And looking at the chart, you'll see that we have resistance right around $15.90. So we do have to break out. I suspect we have to break out of 16 to continue further, but I wanted to show you something really interesting a little bit longer term. Now each candle here represents a day, but going back all the way from our peak, sitting here on Christmas, just about December 2020, it was at $49 and has come down ever since, every time hitting the resistance on this downtrend here, this downward resistance point. Now you will see that we are just about to break out of it. You could argue we broke out of it, you could argue we're breaking out of it, but you definitely want to see this push continue next week. Now be aware, guys, earnings is coming up in September. It's definitely possible that chargepoint trades a little more sideways than it has been lately, and if you actually zoom out, you'll see this huge downtrend and then it gets a little spike. Each time a smaller spike, it seems. Now it's starting to trade extremely sideways. I'd argue that we're getting towards that volatility contraction pattern, or VCP, and then right after that point, typically you get that huge run, and this earnings could be the catalyst that we need. And speaking of catalysts, you guys might remember this recent article here. I'll leave you guys the link below, but we got recent news here that California is actually awarding ChargePoint with $4.25 million to install their 240 volt chargers for fleets or as standalone charging systems. But ChargePoint has definitely been pushing nicely. I just wanted to give you a quick price target. I'm looking to trim, not take all my profits, but trim right around the $18 to $19 level. On the simple fact that I think we will find resistance at 20 before finally being able to push past it and push further. But I would like to trim right around the $18, $19 level, and I do have a mid to long-term time horizon, but I do know this is a quite volatile stock at times. Now, really quick, guys, also, I wanted to mention that they are expecting revenue about $103 million according to TradingView here. Now, that is quite an increase from their last quarter, and we're gonna look at that in just a second, but just keep this date in mind, the 1st of September. I don't believe this is confirmed, but it will be right around this time. And just to show you guys how they do quarter over quarter, you'll see that they rise quite exponentially. Now you'll see that in recent quarters, they have typically been rising, although their last quarter, the revenue was just slightly over previously. They had 80.68 million reported March 2, and then the quarter after that, May 31, was 81.63 million, just a small increase, which is not typical of ChargePoint. So will we see another small increase on the next quarter, or are they going to miss that $103 million revenue? I will definitely be watching for that. I do think it could miss, but you know, the trajectory continues, and year over year, as long as that revenue is continuing to grow, I'm going to be a happy buyer of ChargePoint, especially if this price retraces. That's all I got for you guys today. Hope you enjoy the rest of your weekend, and take it easy.